If you already have a logo for your brand, you're ready to start creating your brand kit in Canva Pro. Over on the Tools menu, click on the Brand tab. You can see that this is a service that is only available for Canva Pro subscribers. Now this is my brand that I have already set up. I'm going to create a new one today. It's going to look a lot like the version that I already have. But I want to walk you through the process. Here you can see that there are several sections to this brand kit in Canva. There's a section for logos, for color palettes, and for brand fonts. I'm going to start by uploading my logos. So you can see here I have my logos in a variety of formats. I have a horizontal version with a transparent background. I have my submark with a transparent background. I have the logo in white with a transparent background. And then I have a square version with a white background. I'm going to upload those all into Canva. Now you can see as soon as I upload my logo, which happens to be in quite a few colors, Canva recognizes, oh, you've got a lot of brand colors here. Do you want to use those for your brand kit? Saves you time. So if you have the option to do that, absolutely save that color palette based on your logo. Now, as you can see, it's pulled a color palette from each one of the logos that I uploaded. I'm already good. I'm going to go ahead and delete these two. You can see from this color palette, it actually pulled the darker purple from my logo where this color palette didn't. So I'm going to keep that just temporarily because when I click on that color, it tells me what the hex code is for that particular shade of purple. Now I can go down to my more complete color palette, add this plus button, and add that right in there. Now I've got all of the colors of my logo in my color palette, and I can delete this sort of superfluous one. One thing I like to do when I'm doing a color palette in Canva is I want to make sure that I've always included black, or in this case, something that's very close to black. And I always want to include white as well. It just makes customizing templates easier if you've got both ends of the spectrum. Now let's say you don't have a color palette that pulls from your logo. Maybe your logo's in grayscale, or you just haven't really fleshed out a color palette more than 2 shades of colors. Canva can help you out. If you click the plus button here, it will pull up user-generated color palettes that can help you sort of, again, jumpstart your brand work. And this goes on for pretty much forever. If you have a certain color that you're looking for, so for instance, I can put in purple because that's one of the main colors of my brand, it will pull up color palettes that contain purple. If you want color palettes that are pastel, that will bring up quite a few options for you as well. So this is a really cool tool that's built right into Canva as well. I don't need any of those because I've got my color palette set right here. Now it's time to move to fonts. Canva has hundreds of fonts for you to choose from if you're willing to use a Canva font. All you need to do is click on this heading style option and choose from the just limitless, nearly limitless options for fonts. Again, if you have something that you're looking for in specific, type that into the search bar and it will narrow the options down to make it a little bit easier to choose from what can kind of be an overwhelming number of options. And what that will do is it will automatically turn that into the heading font for any designs that you make here in Canva. If you would like to edit, change it to a different font or a different font size, maybe you want to make it a little bit smaller, significantly bigger, you can do that after clicking the pencil button. You can do that with all 3 sections of your brand kit. So now you've got a heading font, a subheading font, and maybe you want to choose a body font. Okay, I'm not saying these are the best choices. I'm just saying there are some quick choices. Now, if you have a specific font that is part of your existing brand, that's not available in Canva, you can still use that font. You just have to upload it. And that's what I'm going to show you here. Instead of going textiles, click on the Uploaded Fonts tab, click the Upload a Font button, find that font on your computer, and upload it. Canva will make sure that you are legally able to use this font before you can upload it. So they're going to, kind of on the honor system, make sure that you have purchased the license for that font. So click Yes, Upload if you have the correct license. It will load that up into your version of Canva, and then it will be available under Uploaded Fonts. So if you go back to Textiles and you go here to Headings, you should now be able to put in that font that you just uploaded as one of your brand fonts. And you can do that with all three. So I'm going to do that quick outside of this video. You can see that because of how Canva accepts fonts, you'll have to upload every version of your particular font as a different font. You can't just upload one and have the options for bold, light, regular, all instantly be available to you. You have to upload them each individually. All right, so I'm going to go back over here to my brand kit. And I'm going to make sure Caro's Bold is my main font. That regular is my subheading font. And I'm actually going to make Montserrat my body font. And I can play with the sizes for these if I'd like to. I'm just going to keep them as these default font sizes to begin with. And now you have a complete brand kit in Canva. Now let's play with it a little bit. If you go here where it says create your branded templates, we're going to go ahead and click that Get Started button. One of the really cool things about Canva is how much of it can be automated. So what this wizard does is it will take the information that you have just plugged in with your brand kit, and it can turn it into templates for dozens of different things for your blog. Business cards, Instagram ads, templates, flyers, a whole range of different use cases. So let's go through the wizard together. My brand name is Madden Crafts, and my website is maddencrafts.com. And now I'm going to click Continue and move on to logos. Now I did have this logo uploaded, but this is the logo with a white background. And if you look over to this template here, you can see that looks kind of janky against a colored background. This is a situation where you really want to have a logo with a transparent background. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that out. And once this file is uploaded, you can see that the logo now has a transparent background. Now there's other issues here because the purple of the R in my logo is the same as the purple of the background, but we'll fix that later. So I'm going to click Continue. Now we're in the color section of the template maker, and you can see that there are a lot of different options. This was the original palette of this template that the Canva designers had created. These are colors from the logo that I just uploaded. These are the colors from my brand kit. And then they have some other options down here if for some other reason you don't want to use your brand colors. I'm going to use the Madden Crafts colors from my logo. So this one right here. You can see when I click on that color palette, it changes the color palettes of the templates over here on the right. Now I like this okay, but I don't like the way this one looks. So I can go back over here and click that color palette again, and that will shuffle the colors to give me some different options. And you can keep clicking through them until you find some that you're really happy with. I like this quite a bit, so I'm going to leave this one and click Continue. Now it comes to fonts. Again, I have my brand fonts uploaded. If you want to change them out, you would just click on one of those fonts listed and choose a different font here. But I'm going to keep mine the way they are. And click Continue. For this template maker wizard, there are only 4 different options for template styles, but let's go through them to just look at them quick. First is the simple style, which looks really nice, very clean. I don't love the business cards, but that's something that you could change later. Here is the playful version that we were just looking at. Here is the minimal version. And then here's the modern version. And you can see it automatically updates all of those different use cases to have your font colors, your font brands all updated. Now I really like the minimal version, but I don't like the way this logo is looking. I would like this to have my all white logo instead. So I can go up to logos, delete the one that I had, and upload my white with a transparent background version of my logo, and it will update them again. Now I might need to mess around a little more with the colors to get everything just how I like them. I think this is pretty good. We'll go with the green for now. Click continue, continue, and continue. And now Canva is creating templates just for you. Once Canva has finished thinking, it has now created a template suite for your brand. So I'm going to click Browse Templates. So as you can see now in your Projects folder, which you can access from the left menu of your screen, you have all of these templates ready to help you create social media graphics super quickly. So here you have one that's A6, A4. This is called a feed ad. This is good for both Facebook and Instagram, business cards, posters, PowerPoint presentations, etc. What we're going to do first is take a look at that feed ad, and you're going to want to click Use this template. So here is a version of the feed ad that is based off the template that we just created. Now that you have this sort of base level template, you can go ahead and you can add in your own brand graphics and your own text to easily create Instagram, Facebook, social media graphics that are on brand but don't take you forever to make. So let's go ahead and just plug in some of my photos here and see how we can get them to work. So we'll move this. I don't love that. How about this one? Okay. And I can change text here and say, check out my newest tutorial. And then if I want to, this can be done. I can make it bigger or smaller. I can go down and add a logo. We'll maybe put my logo up here in the corner. And that quickly, I can have a nice professional looking graphic ready for social media. It has my brand colors, it has my own photos, it has my brand fonts, and it took me, 30 to 60 seconds to make. This is the benefit of using the brand kit in Canva. It makes creating social media graphics so fast. Once you have a version of the social media graphic that you like, you're going to want to rename it, click share, and then click download to download your finished graphic. Now let's say you're doing a different project like this wreath, and you don't love the way that green looks, but you're not really sure how you want it, how different you want it to be. Over on the left-hand side, you'll want to go to the Styles button, click that, and then make sure you are in your correct brand kit. So this is a brand kit that we just created. Now I've already got my fonts uploaded, so you can see those right here. But remember, when you click on the color palette, it gives you that shuffle feature. So you can go through and try out different versions of your color palette on that same template. I really like this dark purple. If I swap out the text, I've got a totally different social media graphic. It has consistency with other graphics I posted before, like that egg one we just created. Still in my brand colors, Still in my brand fonts with my own imagery. But again, it took me about 30 to 60 seconds to make. Rename it, hit the share button, hit the download button, and you've got another photo for Instagram or Facebook. Canva Pro has one more feature that makes social media graphic creation quick and easy. Remember I showed you this resize button when we were talking about logos at the beginning of my class? I'm going to click on it again now. And you can see that you have a couple of different options already ready for you. If you scroll down, there's a couple more. I've got a nice post here for Instagram, but let's say I want to share this post on Pinterest as well. I'm going to click the Pinterest option, and then I'm going to select Copy and Resize, and this will create another design in another window. Canva Pro automatically takes that original design and turns it into a new graphic that is the correct dimensions. Now all I need to do is maybe a little bit of adjusting of these design elements. And now I've got a graphic that can go on Pinterest with just a couple of clicks of my mouse. I can do this again, click Resize, and let's say I want to post about this in my Instagram story. Select Instagram story, click Copy and Resize, and now I have another version that's all set to be shared on Instagram stories. Now maybe you're starting to get bored with this particular design. I'm going to go to Instagram Post Square, which will give me a 1080 by 1080 pixel graphic, and it will pull up a blank canvas, but it will also give me tons of template options over here on the left-hand side. Now let's say I'm running a sale in my Etsy shop. I can go ahead and type sale into the search bar, and this will give me pre-made templates that all work really well as sales graphics. So you can kind of scrub down through here and see some that you might like to use. I like this Pro template. That's pretty cool. The problem with it is it's not in my branding. That's not my brand font. These aren't my brand colors, and this isn't my brand photo. That's easily fixed. First, go back to where you have your photos and go ahead and pop in one of your own photos in place of the placeholder that Canva has provided to you. So, okay, I can put that in, but again, not my brand fonts, not my brand colors. Go back to the Styles button on the left-hand side, and here you have your fonts and your colors. Click the font button, and it will upgrade all of the placeholder fonts to your brand fonts. Click the color palette, and it will upload and change the colors to your brand colors. You can see here, it made these frames my brand blue. And if I go through, I can keep shuffling to find exactly what I want. Dark green looks great. Now all I have to do is change the placeholder text into what I want it to be. All right, now I've got a social media sale graphic that's ready to be downloaded and used on social media. Took me almost no time to put it together. I'm going to show you one more really cool way to use your brand kit within Canva Pro. The templates that are on Canva are great, and there are tons of different options. But the problem is lots of people have access to those same templates. So maybe you want something that's a little bit more custom. Maybe you had a VA make some Canva templates for you. Maybe you bought them online, or maybe you got them from me. What you want to do is get the shareable link that has been given to you by your VA, the Etsy seller, or from me, and plug that right into your search bar. You will get a prompt screen that looks like this. A template created by Jessica Hill, that's me, was shared with you, so now start designing. What you will do is click the Use Template button, and this will open up a canvas within your Canva account that has that template that you have just purchased. Now you can do what we just learned how to do with your brand kit in order to customize these for your brand. So I'm going to go back down to where I have my photos. I am going to replace the photo in the template with one that works for my brand. But again, not my colors, not my fonts. You know what to do. Go to the Styles button and click your fonts, and it will automatically change them. You can see down here that you also have the option to make those changes to all 5 pages. Since this is a multi-page document, right now all the other pages in this template still have fonts that aren't part of your brand kit. But if you click that Apply to All Pages button, every single one of them will be updated with the fonts that are associated with your brand kit. The same thing works with your color palette. Click your color palette and it will automatically update that first photo, that first template with your color palette. Shuffle it as many times to get a look that you love. I'm going to go for that brighter purple I just saw. Sure, right there. And again, click Apply to All Pages, and it will update all of the pages within this template to have your brand colors. Now you can go through and change the text. On each one of these. I'm going to change the colors a little bit. I might make some other adjustments to size and spacing. And I'm going to go through and customize each of these with my own information. All right, so I kind of just speed ran updating all of these templates, but you're going to have to trust me that it didn't take me very long to do it. So I went through and updated this template with my own brand photos. I used the style tool to change the colors and the fonts, and now I have all of these different social media graphics that are ready to be posted, and it really took me hardly any time at all. And because I had these templates and they're shareable, if you want to pass them on to a coworker or to a virtual assistant, you can do that with confidence knowing that your brand is already set. The colors are already set, the fonts are already set, and they can be changed with the click of a button.